Well, how do there, chums? 'Tis I, Captain of the Steves, and today, chums, it's cup of tea time with Captain of the Steves. Heck yes, it is. A rather gnarly cup of tea. Heck yes, I do. Very yummy. Anyway, what are we looking at today? People in the view of us, we're looking at a game by Nordic trolls called Under a Rock. Now, somebody hit me up inside of my live stream on my previous cup of tea episode where we talked about No Man's Sky. In 2023, is it going to be a big year? If you didn't see that video, I put it in the top right-hand corner. I guess. But anyway, let's get into this. What is Under a Rock? I'm going to play you the trailer. So let's go and have a look at the trailer. People in the view of us. Boom! I'm going to make this nice and big. I'm going to make sure it's on the highest freaking quality, because this is Unreal Engine 5, and oh my days. Look at this! It looks freaking great. Anyway, let's hit play. Anyway, let's jump into Nordic Trolls' actual website. Well, I say website. It's their YouTube page, and they've also got another trailer here. You know what? I'm gonna hit play. I'm gonna turn this one down. I'm gonna talk over the top of this one though. There we go. Let's make this nice and big, and let's make sure that the freaking quality is HD. It says that it is there, but it goes to auto. I wish it would just remember your blinking setting. So anyway, this game is procedurally generated, and the general gist is you crash land in a hot air balloon inside of a little procedurally generated landscape where there's underwater areas and caves, and you can build in both, and you can build on land. I quite like the look of all of that trailer that we saw earlier. Inside that trailer you saw multiple biomes, but the actual caves themselves are a separate biome themselves and will contain different sorts of creatures than you find outside, which I think is pretty darn epic. I wish they would do that in No Man's Sky. Heck yes, sounds pretty darn freaking epic, isn't it? Anyhow, let's jump on over to the actual website. Well, I say website, it's their Steam page. Boom! There we go. Let's learn a little bit more about this game, shall we, people in the view of us. I just hit play, so that's going on. But it's made by Nordic Trolls over there. It is muted, isn't it? No, it's not. There we go. Now it is. Sweet. So yeah, it's on autoplayer video, so it's just going to cycle through all of these. But sadly, we're going to be scrolling down so we can read some of the information, so I might as well hit pause, actually. That was completely pointless, wasn't it? Anyway, let's scroll on down. Let's have a quick look at what we can look forward to inside of this procedurally generated open world sort of game, which is pretty darn awesome. It's going to have 1 to 10 players. Awesome. It has got a plus there, but who knows? Lovely. And yeah, it should be coming to PlayStation 5. No way! And Xbox Series X. Fantastic. Okay, well, I thought I might have to just be playing this on PC. Not the case by the looks of things, people. How awesome is that? Okay, the setting. Okay, you are an early 19th century explorer who has just arrived, or crash landed is probably more precise term, as your hot air balloon was ripped to pieces by a supernatural storm in a world lost to history, a hidden world that few can travel to and from, a primitive but dangerous place with different evolutionary path. Cool. So I have heard that you can actually get your own creatures in this, tame them, and even sort of breed them and intermix them to make new sorts of creatures and pets. But anyhow, mission. The underlying mission is to find out what happened to the previous expedition, lift a curse that lies over the land, and discover a way to escape back to home through the supernatural storm with as much treasure, artifacts, and native wildlife as you can possibly collect to increase your standing with society of explorers. This sounds great. Apart from this, just have fun exploring, crafting, building, fighting, taming, hunting, surviving, and more. Yes, so many boxes are being ticked right now, people. This has got me super stoked and super excited. Procedural worlds. When you start a new game with procedural world that is unique to you is created. Each world measures about 64 kilometers. Cool, and includes caves and underwater areas to explore. Water bodies like lakes and ponds are not limited to ocean level but can be found at any elevation. That's pretty darn freaking epic, isn't it? Let's make that a bit bigger for you people in the viewerverse. Each world has a seed number that can be shared, and your avatar is not locked to one specific world. You may freely travel between worlds with all of your stats and gear intact. Oh, this sounds great. Thank you. Advanced AI there, which if you want to read that, you can read into all of that, the AI sort of stuff and how it's sort of procedurally generated. But I think we get the idea since we've been with No Man's Sky for so long. Number of players, 1 to 10 players in co-op, but we can plan on allowing an experimental mode where host can set a higher player count. It requires the host to have a beefy hardware and hefty internet connection. It might not be able to do that on console, but PC might be able to look forward to that. Procedural caves. They come in all shapes and sizes from small to gargantuan, with the latter being a whole biome by itself. Creatures inhabit them, and they're rarely likely to share the space or precious resources found within. Kick them out, claim the space, and build your base within. There are no limits. Caves are seamlessly integrated into the landscape with no loading screens. This just gets better and better. There's quite a lot here when it comes to base building with 2 different modes, default and advanced. You can actually get blueprints, and people can help you find those resources, which is pretty darn freaking epic. Talks about bases being destroyed as well, so I guess they can be damaged to take part in it. Shared blueprints, that's the system I just mentioned. It looks freaking cool, and the build system looks kind of in keeping with what we were used to with No Man's Sky or Valheim even. What about PvP? The host will be able to set the rules for the server. PvP on or off will be available. I'll probably be playing with it off, to be honest, and just having this as a chilled sort of thing. So it does look pretty darn cool. Hopefully you'll be able to make your own sort of character. I would like one with a Mobius beard, like him, like that chap we just saw momentarily ago. Who are the Nordic trolls? That just talks about the studio, which is pretty cool. They've made one other title so far. It's a VR title. It looks okay. So I don't know whether I've got high expectations for this, but considering it's an Unreal Engine 5 game and it looks freaking great, I am looking forward to it. This has got me rather interested. That's a bit strange. I looked at this earlier and there was a list of things that they were working on, but I'm not seeing that now. That's a bit weird. Anyways, oh, maybe it was in here. Read more. Let's just scroll on down. Yes, so these are the additions we currently envision. Okay, additional biomes, cool. Additional creatures, I would like to see more creatures. I mean, the creatures that you've got are pretty nice anyway. I think there's one pictured on their Facebook or Twitter page, which we'll have a look at in a moment. Additional things to collect, craft, and construct. Boss fights, heck yes. We also would like to be adding taming, breeding, and riding during early access. I would like to get in on the early access. More optimization for even smoother game experience. It looks smooth in those that we saw there. Further enhancements of the dynamic AI. Cool, so here we go. Here's their Twitter page. I'm already following them, and this looks like one of the creatures that we haven't seen inside of the footage, a giant freaking crab. And look at him, he's so cartoony looking. He looks freaking great. I like the look of that. Can't wait to see more of this game. And yeah, I'm following them on Twitter, so if there's any more news, any new videos that pop up on their YouTube, I'll be sure to cover this off, because this one now is clearly in my crosshairs for something to keep an eye on, especially now that I just learned on this stream that it's coming to PlayStation 5. So they've got a Facebook page as well, but I think their Twitter is slightly more active. Oh, look at this lovely little crab. Isn't he cute? Isn't he lovely? Bit of the base crafting there. Pretty darn nice, pretty darn awesome. What the fudge is that thing? Okay, I did see one of those over the top of a barbecue, so I guess you can come across those inside of actual play. Look at the volcano in the background. Look at the water effects. Look at the density of the foliage. This looks freaking great. As long as the game looks as good as what we're seeing here, this is going to be a contender, I think. This looks awesome. This does look freaking gnarly as, doesn't it, people in the viewerverse? Anyway, I would love to hear your thoughts and feelings on this. Heck yes, I would. Yeah, got you. So yeah, if you do want to sound off on this, please hit up in the comments. Let us know what you think of this game and what you're excited for. Or if you've got another title that you've seen that I haven't covered off on my channel, and let us know about it. Heck yes, especially if it's got procedural elements, elements of exploration, open worldiness, and giant creatures. This does tick all my boxes. I guess it does. So anyway, people, excited for this one. Any more news will be on this channel. Yeah, stay tuned. Until next time, goodbye, and goodbye again.